Tricia Hilton Wempy. I'm here today because my mother had Huntington's disease. She was first diagnosed in April 2001. And I'm here willing to do this interview because we need drugs for Huntington's disease yesterday. It's something that we need right now for HD families. We need some significant therapeutic drugs. I have 3 older brothers. 2 of them are here.
I'm Wes Hilton, and we wanted to tell our story about Huntington's disease and with Mom. And Mom was a first-generation HD patient. There's no treatment for it, and it's a genetic illness, so it affects the whole next generation. So,
my name is Birch Hilton, and I'm here trying to get some successful treatment for Huntington's disease, and looking to the shepherds of the world to help us with this intervention. Carrie?
And I'm Carrie Hilton. I live outside of Bridgewater, and I'm married to Wes Hilton.
Mm-hmm. So in April 2001, when my mother was diagnosed with HD, I will just speak specifically how stunning and shocking it was, because leading up to this, they had educated us about the possibility of HD, but it was my understanding, because we didn't have it in our family, that the chances of her having it were like 1 in a million, or we were dealing with some ataxia of Huntington's disease. So we really went into the doctor's appointment expecting some other diagnosis. When the doctor finally drew her blood and we came back for that next appointment, and it's 100% when we're together, so we knew that clearly. And I remember I shook my head and I kept looking at her because she kept talking, but I was so stunned, I literally could not hear her, like physically could not hear her, because I understood at that time, I understood if it impacted my kids, my biological children. I understood that it impacted my first cousins. So on that note, the other reason it was so stunning is because she was one of 10 kids. And so when she was diagnosed in April 2001, that one diagnosis we knew put over 100 people in at-risk status.
it might even be over more than 100 people now.
Mm-hmm.
With we have more generations coming up, and so we just don't know how many people it's going to affect right now.
And there's people that don't want to share or don't want to share, and there's people that don't want to get tested. Everyone reacts differently to it. It's known that in HD families there's all kinds of levels of denial. Every time somebody's a little bit more willing to talk about it, takes the stigma away just a little bit more. I mean, if you even delay the onset by 5, 10 years, or even a few years, that's huge. I mean, you're talking people can keep working to support their own families and things like that.
There's this tidal wave of tough times headed your way, and it's just a matter of time. I mean, that's how the professionals speak about it, and it is really tough, and we had some really hard times with Grandma Annie. I can't plan on what everybody else plans on, and when someone says, oh, well, let's go do this in 5 years when the kids are a little older, or let's all plan to retire and go and do such and such thing, I'm like, I can't think that way anymore. I have to live right now and make the most of it. And I don't think that's all bad. I think right now is really what we have. So in some ways it's been this sort of backhanded weird gift to focus on today. But there are days where it's like, no, I don't want to get out of bed. And no, I don't know how I'm going to go to sleep tonight with so much worry. And prayer helps, and community helps.
So the Shepherd's Gift is a nonprofit. We established our 501c3 status in November 2014, and we are a grassroots movement. We took time and energy to contact all the major HD establishments, such as HDSA, HSG, CHDI, and none of them would listen. We just wanted to say, hey, here's a drug, prospective therapeutic drug. Please help us get it going in human clinical trials, and that wasn't happening. So there was actually one secretary, I can't remember her name now, bless her soul, she was the one who just said, look, it's a money issue. She just said everyone has their money tied up in their projects. You just can't go launch your project on their agenda. She just was frank with me. And that ended up being pivotal for me. And I was like, okay, so our grassroots effort, we established this nonprofit, pragmatically speaking, because we knew we needed to band together.
Maybe it's going to be this first time where a bunch of regular folks, grassroots people, gather together and help bring a drug to human clinical trials. That's our hope and that's our dream. And we can't do it without the lamb producers being willing to go out on a limb and try and raise these lambs within their existing flock or herd. So we're really grateful that they're willing to do it, and that Larry and Sue have led the way, and they have all the experience with it. You know, it's already been in human bodies. It's in human bodies, but it's been used for human clinical trials with Parkinson's. Mm-hmm. So we in our hearts know it's safe, and we also know that we need it today. So we're a little bit out of patience, but we're also going to hang in there together and do what we can. Mm-hmm. And we can't do everything, but we can do something. Mm-hmm.
Specifically, the GM1 research that's coming out of the Lammers Association is providing, for me personally, a sense of hope that there's treatment, and that once I begin to decompensate, because I'm considered pre-symptomatic at this point, that there is a legitimate treatment that promises and provides hope for success to extend my life, essentially, and to live a fuller and happier life.
There is a stigma, just admit it. I mean, we don't always feel comfortable talking about it because we know somebody's going to react poorly to it. But the fact of the matter is that that's through education and advocacy is the only way we're going to educate people about GM1 for HD. I just believe getting one more drug in the pipeline is going to help the HD community, and to use all that negative energy, you know, in a healthier way. And so for me, overall, I am just full of gratitude that I have a project like this when I'm willing and able and well-bodied, and my mind is with me, and I have a long time left and my mind's with me. I'm very thankful to have a project that I can work on like this.
I mean, contrary to other people's beliefs about a synthetic drug, the fact that it's naturally occurring and that it's in my body already, and that it's uncanny that these sheep produce a whole bunch of it, but that it's already proven to be safe, for me, morally, I feel like we need to give it a try. Like, I'm not against all the other research that I mean, I want lots of different kinds of treatment because it manifests in a lot of different ways. The symptoms.
Starting with mom getting diagnosed and all that learning process of what that meant, you know, for right then and there, from that point forward, we went quite a long time listening to researchers and reading internet stories and everything we possibly could for a long time. And after a while, I checked out with the research hope. And to know that there's something out there that could work or has shown to be, it took me a long time to buy into it. And after reading all the hopeful stories out there from other treatments and medicines, this seemed a little too simple answer, but you know, it does provide a sense of help.
But I don't have 35 years to wait. You know, I know how beautiful my sister-in-law and my brother-in-law and my husband are. I know how beautiful my children are and my nieces and this big family. And I don't want to lose a day of that. I don't want to see any of it diminished because they have so much to give back to the community and to the family and to the world. And so it's this huge distraction of having to work through this long-term illness when there's actually something that could be tried today. I want to try it today because I love these people.
It just seems like there's some hope there. There's something you can really do, and it seems ridiculous not to be able to try it out. It just seems ridiculous.